What the haters talking about?
What's up, family? If you've been on social media over the last several hours, you've probably seen a number of posts pertaining to Dave Chappelle. Now, what's going on with Dave Chappelle? I'm glad you asked. Viacom and its affiliates, including CBS and Comedy Central, are playing reruns of The Chappelle Show. But there's only one little problem. They refuse to cut Dave Chappelle a check. Dave went on Saturday Night Live and he vented. He's like, look, man, I signed the contract when I was a kid. I was 28 years old. Not really a kid, but that's young in the entertainment industry when it comes to contract knowledge. You say, I signed the contract. They're not supposed to give me any money. But is that fair? Signed a contract when I was broke, had a baby on the way, trying to get on. They got me. I signed it. Yeah, I signed it. Contractually, they don't owe me anything. But morally, do you think Dave should get cut a check? I need to know, fam. Dave Chappelle made them a bunch of money, man. I mean, loads and loads and loads of money. And when they tried to cut him the $40 million check, I believe it was $40 million, he didn't want to do it. He took off. He was like, man, they're trying to get me to do things I don't really want to do. So he walked away from the money. He walked away from the bag. He doubled back and got the bag more than what they offered initially. He got the bag from Netflix. Netflix stroked a $60 million check. I don't know if the whole thing was $60 million at one time, but I know they stroked $60 million. So Dave felt like he had a pretty good relationship with Netflix, and the Chappelle Show was also playing on Netflix. I guess they had licensed it to Netflix. So he goes to Netflix and said, hey, y'all running my show, the show that I executive produced, I created, and y'all don't want to give me no money. I'm not making any money off of it, and I feel bad. And just like that, overnight, Netflix pulled the Chappelle Show from their streaming services. Dave said, that's why I fucks with Netflix. That's why I fucks with Netflix. That was a stand-up move because they didn't have to do that. But they had a relationship with Dave. And Dave said, look, man, these people have done everything they said they would do. They treated me fair. So he felt like, he could go to them and ask. And I'm going to tell you something, fam. A lot of places wouldn't have done it because they making so much money off that Dave Chappelle rerun. That show is huge. So they're making a lot of money off of that. Long term, they can continue to make a whole lot of money. Now, of course, new money, they can make more money more immediately with some new material from Dave Chappelle. There's always a chance that they could go back, circle the wagon, and try to put it back up after their relationship with Dave run its course. You know how they do, man. I would hope they didn't do something like that, because that would be low down and dirty. But that's the way it is, man. You know, you sign these contracts when you're young, just trying to get on, and these companies, man, they'll have you by the balls. I don't know what Viacom is going to do. Right now, they're getting a lot of pressure. They're under a lot of pressure from a lot of people. I mean, from the smallest to the biggest, they are under a lot of pressure to cut Dave Chappelle in on some of that money. They're not legally obligated to. So it would be very interesting if they cut him in. What y'all think's gonna happen? Y'all think they're gonna cut him in? Oh man. Typically I would say hell no, ain't no chance, no way. But I'm just telling you, fam, there's a lot of people backing Dave Chappelle. And a big reason why they are is because Dave Chappelle is a good dude. He has an ability to bring people together. And Dave knows people from all walks of life. You know, he's damn near the Pied Piper. The dude is really, really good at bringing people bringing people together from all walks of life. So he's giving a lot of love, so he's getting it back right now. But what do y'all think? Do you think that Viacom is going to cut him in? Drop your comment, fam. No more talk.
What the haters talking about?